don't see this anymore. I'm sitting at the park right now and I realize what we have done to our kids. I brought my 3 kids down to the park today, a couple of their friends, and then a few other kids from the neighborhood were at the park, who they know. They're not great friends with them, but they're friends a little bit. Enough that they kind of got up close to where they were and they kind of stood around the boundaries of their game until they were invited in. Not kids you go up and say, "Oh my God," and you hug. They started playing a game of volleyball over the swing set so that you could tell they made up the rules to, or somebody had a version of the game and then they morphed it. But kids between first grade and like 7th, you could tell some kids were taking it a little bit easier, some kids were mentors, some kids were learning the boundaries, and now they're just playing. It's amazing. We don't see this anymore. This is what happened when I was a kid. You'd show up at the park and you'd make up whatever rules or whatever games with whatever equipment you had, and you made up a game. And part of the game and part of the learning experience was coming up with the rules of the game and negotiating, and learned whether you were one of the negotiators or not, and you learned whether you were one of the leaders of the team or not, and you kind of learned pecking orders, and everything's so scheduled now, and they're in sports and they're in this and they're in that, and they're told where to stand and what to do. They want this. If I ask my kids when they get home right now, like I wasn't here, and say, "Hey, how was the park?" They'll tell me about all this stuff they did. When they get home from school, if I ask them, not the same. They're excited about this. You can tell. And now, of course, the game has turned into, let's see how far we can punt the ball, which, of course, it did. We're the problem. We've taken this away from our kids. Let's give it back to them.